All right, hello again, class. So we're going to go over in this milestone the steps for actually creating your semester assignment. Now you might go, well, no, why didn't you do this at the beginning? I wanted your ideas to flow freely at the beginning. I wanted you to write down whatever came to your mind. I wanted it to be raw and just based upon your experience, your research. I didn't mean to cause too much stress, but at the same time to kind of show you what it feels like to have something like that thrown at you. And usually when you get a project like that thrown at you, you have a lot on your plate, there's a lot going on, and you have to readjust. So, and I made it pretty clear on the first milestone that I didn't expect anything great and fantastic. Many of you just sketched out something on a piece of paper, took a picture of it, and sent that to me with a written response of, hey, you know, this is kind of what I was thinking, and that's perfectly okay. That's actually how you start this process. So when you're confronted with these great ideas that somebody comes up with, you have to put into practice what you know about networking in order to properly design a network that not only satisfies the requirements, but is scalable, because you have to kind of look at the bigger picture. They are giving you requests, such as the president of that district, of that, you know, the K through 12 system, saying, you know, I want the students all to have Wi-Fi accessible on their computers, but I don't want them to be searching the internet for things that they shouldn't search for. He doesn't know how that works or what that looks like, or even what else goes into that, what else you should be looking at, because you're thinking, okay, yeah, I also don't want them, you know, probing the network. I don't want them downloading tools. I don't want them trying to gain access to things that they shouldn't gain access to. And that includes, and you usually find that with some of the older students, such as the high school students. As they gain more knowledge and they watch more movies, they realize that, hey, I can be a hacker too. And they try things out. So you kind of have to look at the big picture. Okay, if we do this, then I need to make sure I also cover this aspect of it. Now, you can't see everything all the time, and sometimes this is a moving target, and you have to just pretty much get it up there, get it working, and then go, okay, yeah, we need to adjust this, we need to, you know, adjust that. So keep that in mind also, that it doesn't have to be perfect immediately, just as close as you can get. So what does it look like when you are given a project like that and you have to design a network? You have to go through and say, okay, these are the components, this is the request I've been given, and put it all together to make it work. This is where you start off in a logical manner. Rather than jumping into, okay, well, what does each campus look like? What does, you know, each building look like? You know, what does each floor look like? What's the wiring situation, all that kind of stuff. You can get into that later. You want to start off with a logical idea first. And the best way to do that, at least for me, is to start off on a whiteboard. Whiteboard, piece of paper, you know, a tablet, pretty much anything that you can just sit there and sketch something out. All right, so one of the things was campus A, campus B, campus C. And at each campus, you know you're going to need Wi-Fi. So basically, it's identifying what's needed at each campus. So Wi-Fi, we're going to need printers. And of course, you can either do graphics, or you can do boxes, or you can just spell it out. Printers, start on this side. Printers. And then let's see, we're going to also need, we have student computers. Now you think, okay, well, Campus B is actually the main office, the district office, let's say, and there aren't any students there. So you just have your K through 8 here and your 9 through 12 down here. You know, why do you have students at, you know, that campus? You might not, but then again, you might. So it's something to consider. Will they ever have any special classes at this particular campus? And the reason you're writing all of this out now is it's just the big possibilities. So then let's see here, we're definitely going to need some servers. Actually, we'll probably need server at each campus. So the main server that houses the main information will be at, let's say, the district office, campus B. And that's where administration is, that's where the president is, that's where the deans, et cetera, are, or however, what individuals are in a K through 12 organization. And they'll have, business services and so forth at, let's say, this particular office in order to manage all of the money and the information that affects the entire school district. And then at each campus, you'll have the various individuals who are also administration. So, let's say there'll be a principal here and a principal here. There will be maybe admissions here. There'll be various departments here that are sub-departments of main administration site there. So, but let's say since they want a central student database, that might be housed at campus B. And so your main servers are going to be here. And you think, okay, well, in that case, why do we need, a server at campus A and at campus C? Well, because if for some reason the connection to campus B goes down, it's nice to have a backup connection. So, or a backup server. So sometimes what they do is they'll have a mirrored server. So some of the services will be housed here, and then it gets mirrored over to here. And this server gets updated, so to speak. There's also different servers here. Let's say there are print servers here, print server at each location. That it would be unwise just due to the network connection to have the print server here. So in some cases you can have all of the servers located at this location and then everything else just points to that. So that is a possibility. Kind of shoot for the moon and to have a server at each location if possible. If that's too expensive for them, have a plan B and say, okay, well, we can centralize all the servers here, and then the computers will point to those particular servers. The printers will point to those particular servers, etc. So let's see, we have Wi-Fi, we have printing, we have students, we have servers, we have, let's see, employees. And then we're going to have network. So these are the different devices that we'll have at each campus. And so this is how you begin to draft it out.